Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Oh, boy, we got some big portal issues. 2 big losses, 1 opportunity. It's getting a little bit stressful in K-Town.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Houston, we got a problem. We've already lost 2 big men to the portal from our basketball team, and I'm really kind of shocked over both losses. There's no way AWAKA should be leaving Tennessee. It makes no sense. He's got 2 seasons left. He's our most improved player. He's our tough guy in the middle. It makes no sense to me. Then Jonas AIDOO, that's the craziest thing I ever saw. He's a starter. He's getting all the minutes he could possibly want. Makes no sense at all. So let's get into this. And then we're going to talk about an opportunity for a running back whose father played for Tennessee and was a very good running back. And I know y'all have seen it all over the internet about the transfer portal. It says what to know about the transfer portal situation, targets, etc. And Tennessee only has 7 players left with 6 scholarships opening. Holy crap. Now, we do have a guy coming in at 6'8", and he actually plays guard. Scored 17-plus points a game, shot 40% from the three-pointer. Said he'd fit the need at the 4 left by Triple J. Triple J's a guy we're going to miss, but he's out of eligibility. He was a terrific player. He was kind of the glue of our team for many years, and he played well last year. He was a great rebounder, great defender, really smart, hit his free throws. Sometimes he got hot from three-point land, and when he did that, that made us almost unbeatable, especially with Dalton Connect, who was probably the best player we've had in a decade. He was something special. Man, we're going to miss Dalton Connect. We're going to miss that guy bad.
He's good. He's real good. The name is Dalton.
I told y'all the whole time we need to enjoy this season because you rarely get a guy that can do what he did. They're talking about J.P. Estrella in the spotlight, and he played well against Purdue. He was able to calm Zach Edey down, even though he scored 40 points. He'd already kind of mugged us all night. They're also talking about Cade Phillips might be able to come in and help us out. And they're also talking about Toby AWAKA. Could he come back? Now that Jonas AIDOO has left, it might make sense for him to come back. I don't know if this is over money. I don't know if it's over playing time or what the deal is, but he should stick with Rick Barnes because he's developing the guy. I mean, he's improving and improving. He may feel like he'll get more playing time somewhere else, and that could be the issue. I'm not sure, but if he keeps improving like he has, I think he's going to be a great player for somebody. It's just hard to find somebody 6'8", 250 that can play like he can. It says the VOLS have not had a player enter and then come back, so AWAKA would be the first. I don't know. I just don't feel good about it. Talks about the core. Of course, Zakai Ziegler is obviously a huge player for us. Meshack, I tell you, Meshack, if he could learn to hit a three-point shot, I'm telling you, the guy would be unstoppable. He is the most athletic guy we've got out there. He's big. He plays incredible defense. He rebounds. He does everything you want him to do. If he can learn to shoot, holy crap, he'd be unbelievable. Jordan Gainey, I like the fact that he's not afraid to shoot and he can score. I'm looking for him to be a major contributor next year. So here's the thing. If none of those guys come back, they're going to have to get heavy in the portal. They're going to have to spend some money. Because here's the thing. Rick Barnes reached the Elite 8 this year, and one of the reasons that he did it was he went to the transfer portal and brought in 2 quality players. He brought in the best player in the country in Dalton Connect, which who'd have thought he was going to play that well. And then also Gainey, who was a very good three-point shooter. And it looks to me like he's going for more scoring. It appears that's where his thinking is, and we need that. You've got to score points. And look, here's the thing. You can teach scorers how to play defense. If there's anybody on the planet that can do that, it's Rick Barnes. He is a defensive guru, and I think he's figured that out. Last year proved to him, you've got to have those scores. But I tell you what, had he had Dalton Connect for 3 or 4 years, he probably would have been a great defender too, because he's such a natural athlete. But he was able to improve his game, and that's one of the reasons Connect came to Tennessee. He knew to go to the NBA, he needed to improve his defense. Well, who better to go to than Rick Barnes? And it worked out beautifully. He's going to be a lottery pick, and he's never going to know a poor day. And that's the way a lot of these players need to be looking at it. If you're a great player, but you want to go to the NBA, you're going to need to learn how to play some defense and play in some structure. Rick Barnes will provide that for you. He's a great teacher. He really is. Look what he's done in the past with Grant Williams, Admiral Schofield. Those guys were 3-stars. Nobody wanted them in the SEC, and he put them in the NBA because he's just a great developer of talent. And I don't know how much longer he's going to coach. He's 70 years old now. The thing is, he can probably coach another 3, 4, 5 years if he wants to. But once you hit 70, it's hard to say, especially with the transfer portal, NIL, and all these changes. I don't think he cares for that. Now, I don't think he handles much of that. I think he leaves that to others, and he just likes to handle the coaching. But at some point, he may get tired of it. If he does, in a few years, Danny White will find us a great coach. I'm not worried about that in the slightest. We have the right athletic director. And a lot of people don't understand. They think the coach is the most important thing.
Wrong.
I'm going to tell you right now, your athletic director is the most important position at any university. I know that sounds crazy. The athletic director hires all the coaches. If you get the right AD, you'll get the right coaches.
Okay.
And that's what we're doing here. And so I feel great about the future of the basketball team with Rick Barnes, and I feel great about it once he's retired. But here's the thing. He's only got a few years left. He needs to go into the portal and go all out. He needs to get with the Tennessee Collective and say, look, we need to spend some money. I only got a few years left in this game being a full-time coach, and I want to win a natty. And he wants to reach a Final Four and all that kind of stuff. And he got a taste of it this year, reaching the Elite Eight, until we ran into that Zach Edey guy, which almost nobody could handle. Connecticut finally took him down, which I was glad to see, by the way. I did not root for Purdue because that guy just irritated the crap out of me.
Damn it, I hate that Bob Parker.
Okay.
But anyway, that's where we're headed. So he needs to get in the portal and find us some players, because I don't want to go back to being, 21, 22 wins. I want to go back to the Elite Eight, Final Four. We've all gotten a taste of it, and we want more. Now let's talk about our football team. We've got a guy in the portal that could really help us. And we've got a recruiting analyst that's saying that he thinks we're going to pick this guy up. Mike Farrell of Mike Farrell Sports predicted that Tennessee would land Ohio State Buckeyes transfer running back Dallin Hayden, who is the son of Aaron Hayden. And y'all all remember Aaron Hayden. He was a great player, played in the NFL, just a tremendous athlete. Well, his son's very good too. He was a high 4-star. And we almost got him back in the day, but now we've got a terrific opportunity to pick him up. And we can use some help in the running back room. We've got 2 guys that have shoulder surgery problems. They've had surgery. They'll probably be fine for the season, but it's never a bad idea to have a key guy, because Cam Seldon's brand new and he's dealing with that shoulder issue. We do have Dylan Sampson, of course, who will be our starter, but you've got to have 2 or 3 guys in the SEC, especially with injuries, especially the way we run our offense. You've got to have a fresh guy in there all the time. And Aaron Hayden be a great pickup. And we're going to talk about another reason why I don't think there's any chance he goes back to Ohio State. Said Farrell wrote in a column this week that he believes it's a fact that Hayden will end up at Tennessee. He's from Memphis. Of course, he signed to Ohio State. He had a big freshman year, ran for 553 yards, 5 touchdowns, really showed out. But this past season, he only had 110 yards because he was behind 2 great players. And on top of that, this is the big thing. They brought in Judkins from Ole Miss, who's the best running back in the SEC. I can just go ahead and tell you he's not going to see the field at Ohio State, whereas he will at Tennessee. And I think he would flourish here. The way we spread out defenses, you're going to be going up against 5 and 6 in the box. Ohio State's the old-fashioned, they'll just knock you down. They've got the players to do that. We spread you out, and we make you thin in the middle. And a guy like Hayden is, man, he'll go right through there. He's a tough runner. He's big. He's strong. I think he would really be a big help to us. Talks about the fact that we need some running back depth. Jalen Wright has gone to the NFL, so is Jabari Small. Jalen Wright was a beast. We had a great running back in Wright. And Small was fine, too. He was an excellent a 1-2 punch. And then you had Dylan Sampson, who came in there he was just so dodgy. I tell you, Dylan, he'll flat fake you out. So I do think Hayden will wind up with Tennessee, and I think that'll be a fine pickup for us. And I still think we need one more offensive lineman. I'd like to see us pick up an offensive guard, and possibly one more player, another cornerback or a defensive back would be nice in the spring portal, something along those lines. We'll see how it plays out. Otherwise, I feel pretty good about everything we've got going into this year. Obviously, I feel great about Nico, our defensive line. I couldn't feel better about it. I think we're great in those are the 2 most important places: quarterback position, defensive line. Those have to be good, and we're very good at both of those. It's really just how well the defensive backfield plays. If they play well, I think we're going to be super strong. Anyway, I did want to cover this transfer portal news because I'm in shock over AWAKA and AIDOO. I just don't understand that. We'll see how it plays out, but Rick Barnes needs to get real serious in that transfer portal. I mean, very serious, immediately.
He ain't lying.
And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's continue to cover all this college news. Right here is a subscribe button. Hit that little button. I'd appreciate it. Half of you don't hit that button. I just don't get it. I'm doing something wrong, obviously.
I'm not going to beg you. My track record speaks for itself.
Can we stop this cruel game and allow the boy to keep one shred of dignity?
And right over here is most recent video. YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.